Welcome back, geographers. What is life like in Mexico today? Modern Mexico. Mexico has a rich culture and is a rising economic power. It has close economic ties to the United States and Canada. Those three countries are joined in the North America Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. Most of Mexico's trade is with the United States. Factories account for about a third of Mexico's output. Some of them are maquiladoras, foreign-owned factories where products are assembled for export. Many are in northern Mexico. Textile and clothing industries, heavy manufacturing, and food processing are also important. Mexico produces iron, steel, and cars. Agriculture remains important. Cotton and wheat grow in the north. Along the southeastern coast, farms produce coffee, sugarcane, and fruit. Farmers grow corn, wheat, fruits, and vegetables on the Central Plateau. Many farmers in the poor south grow just enough to feed their families. Service industries are also important. Banking helps economic growth. A major service industry is tourism. People come to Mexico from around the world. Some visit ancient Maya sites and tour cities with Spanish colonial architecture. Others come to relax in resorts along the tropical coasts. Mexicans are proud of their blend of Spanish and native cultures. In the early 1900s, several Mexican painters created impressive murals, which are large wall paintings, to celebrate Mexico's history and people. The Ballet Folklorico performs Mexican dances. Sports reflect Mexico's ties to Spain and the United States. Both soccer and baseball are popular. Mexico City is one of the largest cities in the world. With its suburbs, it has more than 21 million people. This is nearly 20% of Mexico's population. Overcrowding and pollution are both problems. Air pollution from cars and factories is sometimes held in place by mountains. The result can be a serious threat to health. Criminals who sell illegal drugs are another challenge facing Mexico. Drug lords use violence to fight police and frighten people. Mexico has been battling this problem with some success. Poverty is another major challenge. From 1/5 to nearly half of Mexico's people are poor. The economy is growing, however, and some economists predict that Mexico will become the region's leading economy in the 2010s. Modern Central America. Central America has fewer resources than Mexico. Poverty is widespread. Some of the countries of Central America have begun to escape dependence, or too much reliance, on cash crops. Both manufacturing and tourism have grown. Most manufacturing is food processing and clothing and textile production. Tourists visit ancient Maya sites in Belize and Guatemala. They visit Costa Rica to see the plants and animals of the rainforest. Panama benefits economically from the Panama Canal. It has begun a project that will expand the canal so that it can handle larger cargo ships. The countries need to grow their economies to provide jobs for growing populations. Trade agreements provide a way to promote growth. In the 2000s, the United States and the Dominican Republic signed agreements with 5 Central American countries. The Central American Free Trade Agreement, CAFTA-DOCTA, creates a free trade zone. This means that trade barriers between these countries are lowered. Modern Central America faces several challenges. Natural disasters pose another challenge to the area. Earthquakes and hurricanes can have a serious effect on a nation's economy. The region is also held back by political problems. The civil wars of the 1980s and 1990s are over. Some of the issues that caused them still exist. Conflicts could resume. Central America's culture is influenced by European and native traditions. Spanish is the chief language in most of the region. In Belize, English is the official language. English is also spoken in many cities in the region. Native languages are common in rural Guatemala. Most of the population is of mixed European and native heritage. Some people of African and Asian descent also live there. Most of the people are Roman Catholics. In recent years, Protestant faiths have gained followers. The Caribbean Islands. Most of the Caribbean islands are small countries. They have small populations and few resources. The biggest challenge for most is to develop economically. There is high unemployment in Puerto Rico. Cuba's economy is in poor condition. It relies on aid from Venezuela. Under communism, Cubans have little political freedom. Haiti has a history of poor leadership. It is one of the world's poorest nations. There is also widespread disease. As many as 1 in 8 Haitians have left the country. Among them were Haiti's most educated people. The country has not recovered from a deadly 2010 earthquake. Smaller Caribbean islands have had more political success. Governments are democratic and stable. However, their economies are plagued by few resources and poverty. Remittances, or money sent back by people who migrated to other lands for work, play an important part in island economies. Tourism is a major part of the economy of several islands. There are resorts in the Bahamas, Jamaica, and other islands. Resorts provide jobs for island citizens. Caribbean cultures show a mix of mainly European and African influences. Large numbers of Asians also came to some of the islands in the 1800s and 1900s. Languages spoken on the islands reflect their colonial heritage. English is taught in Puerto Rico's schools. Creole, a blend of French and African languages, is also spoken in Haiti. Music of the Caribbean islands blends African and European influences. Cuba is famous for its salsa, and Jamaica for reggae. Reggae is popular around the world not only for its musical qualities but also for lyrics that protest poverty and lack of equal rights.